you don't need an actual track or to travel to the ends of the earth to find yourself on the road less traveled. Sometimes all you need to do is retreat inside unexplored places of the mind. This is what Miek Pot chose to do. Back when she was a busy partying student, she went to a Catholic retreat to study for her final exams. There she was, this youthful, energetic student surrounded by Carthusian nuns who had taken a vow of silence. It was a level of quiet reflection that changed the entire course of her life. At the age of 27, she became a hermit, living a silent, Spartan lifestyle in a nunnery for 12 years, where she wasn't allowed to speak at all?
No, not at all. When we had a question or something like that, we wrote the question or the remark on a little paper and we gave it to each other, but we never spoke.
Now, Miek, I have to say, meditative as it is, it doesn't sound like a huge amount of fun.
No. I think it's also not funny. And but it sounds very strange because everybody says, "Oh, Miek, you are so extrovert, and how did you live 12 years completely in solitude and in silence?" And I think I found something in the silence. I found back the contact with myself, and it was just such a good feeling that it makes me happy.
Well, this is then the question. What was it you were searching for?
It was the silence that had seduced me. I was in love with the silence. I think in the silence I found back the contact with myself. I had lost in the extreme student life I lived, going to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning, drinking a lot, smoking 2 pockets of cigarettes. And I had lost myself in some way. There was always noise and people and folk around me. And somehow I thought I don't want to have the life, as everybody, going to marry with a lawyer or a doctor and having 3 kids and a Labrador and a nice car. And, I don't want that life. So in the silence, I found back myself, a part of myself that I had lost during the years.
You say the years, they were 12 in total. Why did you decide to leave?
Well, that's a good question. And I think on a spiritual level, there was an inner breaking through, in the Buddhistic tradition they call it enlightenment. And the consequences of such an experience is that the form that was formerly so important to me and it has brought me to that moment became a problem, It was like a coat that didn't fit anymore. Also, the Catholic and the nunnery form is only form, It's not the essence. And if you have to break to the level of the essence, the form is unnecessary. I think a real mystical life is always going back to the world and to the people. And so it was for me also, it's towards public life now.
And so you're back. You've left. You're back in public life. How have you used your experiences from the nunnery?
Well, I am a spiritual counselor now, and I'm counseling people on spiritual levels, problems, because I realize that most problems, which are for 20 years categorized as a psychological problem, are mostly spiritual crises.
You had a very extreme situation, going away and living in a nunnery for 12 years, not speaking for that length of time is a fairly extreme experience.
Yes.
How does that change you?
I think I have more balance now. I have also big self-confidence. I know that the tree will not fall down, There may be storms, there may be wind, there may be rain, but the tree is there, standing. And it's a very good feeling, It's very strong. It's a strength in myself. Formerly I had a very strong external frame of reference, and now I have a very tough internal frame of reference, I'm not so dependent anymore of what the people say. I'm going my way.
Do you not need friends anymore?
Yes, of course. I need friends. I like friends. I'm a person for friendships.
Do you rely upon friends?
No. And that's, I think, the difference, I love my friends, but I don't need them,
Miek, do you think that time on our own, time off the beaten track and away from the crowd is something that helps us to treat each other better?
Yes, of course. I find that you know, you can always change your life. It's not a problem. But when you are 40, 50, it takes a lot of worth and pain. And I think it's so important for young people to think about all these things in a younger age. And, well, that's my great dream, you know, that people have a possibility to go off the beaten track when they are young, not for 12 years, of course, it's not for everybody, but say for half a year, 1 year, and think about that. And I think you will meet people on another level, and of course you will treat each other differently, I'm sure. I believe in it totally.
Miek Pot is a spiritual counselor, and she lives in Bruges, or Brugge, as we call it in Dutch, in Belgium. Miek, thank you very much for telling us your story.
Okay, bye.